Hello, this is Beacon of Light, and today I want to be discussing the second dream that I had. So let's start by talking about the second dream. The dream started where I went walking down the basement because I needed to go to the bathroom. And as I was going down the steps, I noticed that there was a toilet in the middle of the room. And I felt a little bit uncomfortable with that because I pictured in my mind that I was actually going to go to a physical bathroom. But it was not a physical bathroom. It was just a toilet, bare and all, a toilet in the middle of the room. And I felt uncomfortable because I said, how am I going to be able to use this bathroom? I mean, everyone's going to see me. There's no doors to be shut at all. So basically, everyone's going to see me. You know, there was just a toilet in the middle of the room in the basement. So I said, you know what? I really need to go to the bathroom. I cannot hold it anymore. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go. So then I decided to use the toilet. And then as I was using the toilet, I noticed that there was a lot of water on the floor. And I'm like, okay, where is this water coming from? And then I noticed that also with the water, I noticed that there was urine on the floor. And then I also noticed that my business was on the floor as well. So automatically I knew that there was something wrong with this toilet. I'm like, there has to be a hole or something's going on with the toilet. There's a reason why the urine, the water, and my business was flowing everywhere on the floor. And I wanted to know where was it coming from. So when I looked down in the toilet, I noticed that around the rim, around the toilet, there was a big hole around the toilet. And that's where the urine and the water and my business was coming out of from. So then when I was in the bathroom, I noticed on my foot, on top of my foot, there was urine. It was a mixture of water and urine on top of my feet. And then I noticed that my business was on top of my feet as well, which is pretty gross. So I was pretty grossed out of what I saw. It was not a very nice thing to see. It wasn't a very good sight. So then all of a sudden I just felt really grossed out. I just felt like unclean and dirty. Then all of a sudden, I noticed out of nowhere, someone was pouring water on my feet. And the water kept going and going and going. It just kept flowing and flowing and flowing and flowing. So it took a while. So then as they were pouring water in my feet, I noticed that my feet were very clean. They were very clean. Not only were my feet clean, but the floor was clean as well. So I felt refreshed, I felt renewed, and I felt cleansed. I felt cleaned. My feet, they felt brand new. And then that's where the dream ended. So again, I'm going to be reading a verse here. And it says, Leviticus 11:32. And it says, and upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, doth fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be any vessel of wood, raiment, or skin, or sack. Whatsoever vessel it will be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and shall be unclean until the even, so it shall be cleansed. So basically, this verse, this verse specifically talks about. And again, before I talk about this, you can also look at this verse, Leviticus from 11, you can actually read it, 11:1 all the way to 31, and it will explain exactly what I'm saying. But for today, I just read 32. So this verse specifically talks about the animals that are unclean, that we are not allowed to eat. And also it talks about, again, the animals that are clean that we are allowed to eat. So now, these specific animals that we are not allowed to eat, they are unclean. That's what it says. They are unclean. And if it is dead, and by any means, if these unclean animals, if it falls, or if it touches us, if it touches our skin, or if it touches any vessels of wood, or any clothing of ours, or sack, or whatever vessel it may be, God says that it must be put into water until even then it shall be cleansed. So I'll explain. Again, so since we came in contact with this uncleanness, God says that we must pour our skin. We must pour our skin. We must pour any vessel that is of wood, clothing, and sack. We must put all of these into the water so that it shall be cleansed. So again, to whoever this word is for, just know that whatever unclean thing that has touched or came in contact with you in your life and in your surroundings, just know that God has cleansed you and you are now cleaned. And again, just know that God doesn't want you to eat or touch any unclean animals, just like he doesn't want you to touch or come in contact with any unclean thing or person in your life. You know, he doesn't want this for you. He wants the best for you. And that's why he's making you clean. You know, he doesn't want you part of that word no longer. He doesn't. You know? So again, as the verse says, since you came in contact with this uncleanness, with this dirtiness, with this contamination, it touched you. Not only did it touch your skin, it says any type of vessel, whatever vessel, it can be this unclean and dirtiness. Whatever vessel it touched, it could have touched your skin, it could have touched the clothes, it could have touched any vessel of wood, any sack, whatever it touched, it shall be cleansed. It needs to be cleansed in order for it to be clean. I'll repeat that again. This, like I say, this contamination or this uncleanness or this dirtiness, whatever vessel it touched, it could have touched any vessel, the wood, clothing, sack, or even your own skin. So if this undirtiness and uncleanness touch any of those things, it needs to be cleansed. It needs to be cleansed. So again, and I'll repeat this again, God doesn't want you to, just like God doesn't want you to eat or touch any unclean animals, he doesn't want you to touch or come in contact with these dirty things. It could be an unclean thing or unclean person in your life. He doesn't want this for you. He doesn't want this for you. He does not want you to be in contact with these dirty things in your life. He does not want that for you. And this is the reason why you are being cleansed. So if you are being cleansed, you know, try not to get in contact with any of these dirty or unclean things or people in your life, you know, because God is actually giving you the opportunity to cleanse you with this, because he really cares about you and he loves you and he wants the best for you. So again, this is Beacon of Light. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and have a very blessed night. Bye.